And where was your house?
Yeah, it was.
Oh man.
What I was looking.
The other, see the canyon that sort of goes all the way up over there, the Green Canyon?
Yeah, that big clump all the way.
Right.
I said beyond that one in the middle. He was in the trees there.
Come back down and kind of look at where this tree is here, and then shoot towards that's where it was in the canyon. I was the last one out there.
Were you here on Bulldozer Day?
No. Where was I? In his floor, I think. Or were we in Hawaii when they got bulldozed?
I think it was Dozer Day because I came back and I think it had already happened. Well,
there's two Dozer Days. One was the attempt that failed, and the other one was the reality that happened.
That prevailed.
No, we were both here when we stopped the bulldozer when we surrounded it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was with Larry and Missoula, where we bumped into Patsy and Ken in a bar, and Rip
in Missoula,
Montana.
Oh my God.
There's many characters that came through here over time, but one of the last ones was a Stanford professor that bailed on her professor and decided she was actually a photographer, and has been doing it for 25 years since then, out of little cabins in Maine and Santa Fe. But I looked her up 2 months ago.
In New York.
And she had, her first effort was a black and white book of art photos of the land.
Oh.
And she's never gotten it published, but it's all sort of done. And she pulled it out, and it was just phenomenal.
Yeah.
The photos of sort of the last year of maybe 40 people.
That were here in '77?
Yeah.
In black and white?
Yeah. Yeah, real art, Hasselblad, not staged, but very, you know, I don't even know the terminology, but really big,
large format,
hand published, developed. And, there were just, there were a few that were stunning, all profound memory lane shots. I just looked her up after 20 some odd years of not really, you know, a holiday card every 3 years.
Yeah.
Looked her up and spent an evening.
In New York?
Actually, she was in her cabin outside of Santa Fe.
Oh, I thought you saw her in...
that was an earlier time.
Oh, okay. Hey,
New York state of mind, you know.
Pretty much nothing.
But so powerful to get that
Those
immediate
images.
flashback in those photos.
Yeah, just walking back here, I was pointing out the swamp and the orchard and Sierra and, you know, and the blackberry bush. And well, I didn't point at Arthur Silver's.
I saw the bench, and I was tempted to scrape in Arthur's bench because this guy lived in a step van for a couple of years where that bench is near the swamp.
Yeah.
I also was tempted to
go see if what's his name was still.
Billy
growing.
was still growing back there.
Billy and the
blonde.
No, the mechanic, the aircraft mechanic. Brett.
Brett.
Yeah.
Kevin was the grower. They put down, what do you call them, pallets in the middle of the swamp, and then put pots on them so that the weeds would, I mean the roots would go out of the, small pots would stress the plants to go out around the pallets and into the perpetual water, because that spring is a year-round spring.
Not now.
It's all full of
plants and trees.
Plants,
now.
But there's probably something in the middle of it.
Yeah, I think
still.
at this end it probably gets a little moist. But Rip, who he just mentioned, he's over there. But well, under that clump of trees, that's where he's buried.
He was one of the guys that lived on the
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he had a tragic heart attack, 39 and 40.
Yeah, about 40. Cigarettes. Anyway, see that path up there?
Yeah.
That cut?
Yeah.
That's the bike route.
Okay.
Up to the ridge.
Oh, I'm going to start walking back to my bike.
You can do it, girl. This is, oh, before you go, I want to take a picture of the three of you because you represent different parts of my life that I cherish.
Okay. Okay. For that, I'll take my helmet off.
Okay.
I look like such a geek with this thing on. Like
well, true.
Safety mom or something.
Ow. Yeah, I really planned well. Shorts and no socks.
It's really.
And I know.
There's no excuse for you. Me, I'm a dumb gringo, you know.
Taken by surprise.
Well, I have pants and socks in the car. And I'm
Swell.
just like, oh, I'm an hour late. Okay, we're powering, you know. Not even really thinking that 2 more minutes would really make a difference.
Well,
Yeah.
what are these thistles? These
They're
painful.
What?
Painful.
Painful. Painful.
These are bad for cattle, I know. I
Yeah.
actually know what they are, but I can't think of
They're
it
very
right now.
sharp and
Milkweed?
they
No.
lead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm wearing nylon pants and they're coming right through them.
Ken has a new definition of.
Recording my checkered past.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
gonna write a
we're not
book someday,
talking about
I think,
the
you know.
checkered
And
part.
So far I'm talking about the palettes of,
Yeah,
But including
How-
some
here's
of
the nationally known, you know,
crop. It was a crop.
media guy, right?
I, this, I wanted to hook you
Confess,
guys up.
Bob.
When I was 12,
He was
I
a
saw the
miner.
Doors. With,
So 70, what year did you get here? 74. Yeah. 74 to 77.
to the end, really.
Of course then, well, he was Land Bob, Earth Bob, then he became Shoe Bob, then he became,
Troublemaker.
well, before that it was Bob Woodstock. Bob Woodstock Nation was his last name.
You know, I met Kenny and Dale and Gary building the Earth Shoe store
Oh, that's right.
in Stanford Shopping Plaza. Because
Oh, I
I knew
remember
one of
Earth
the
Shoes.
owners,
Mm-hmm.
and I just spent 6 months mostly on bus and rail, but occasionally on horseback going through the Hindu Kush in Afghanistan.
Uh-huh.
My folks thought it was really irresponsible.
Uh-huh.
They wanted me to get a job. So I called a friend in Boston and said, go to this place, Palo Alto, California. I drove across country, came in, and today it's an assistant manager. The guy, I don't know what you're talking about. I guess you can work for $4 an hour. There's no assistant manager position. Living in my bus. These carpenters invited me to this dance party. And I came up to this parking lot, went to this dance party, and
Never left.
never left. And
That's where we all got here.
yeah. Well, you know, I mean, I went to work for another couple of weeks, you know, up and down the hill, but I came back and finally left the parking lot and walked back here, and I was walking along a trail, and this completely unclothed young woman came bursting out of the bushes and looked at me and giggled and came up and gave me this very serious kiss.
Gotta be Leslie.
Turned around, ran back into the bushes again. I was like,
Gotta be Leslie.
I have found the Woodstock Nation. Came running back to the front of the parking lot and said, "This woman did this," and people went, "Oh, that was Leslie. She's
gotta
just
be.
so friendly." Like, now I know it's the Woodstock Nation.
That wasn't a hallucination.
That wasn't- yeah,
really happened
right.
to me. That person has a name
I
and
have-
she's
and a
real.
British accent.
Never leaving this place, you know, for
Some years.
that
Well,
was
and you
my.
didn't until you had to.
Yeah, I was ready to go by the time it was to go. It wasn't. I gave away my house to Murph and Linda and Josh.
Oh yeah. God, Josh has got to be
36 and an executive with
somewhere IBM. Or something.
I don't know. But it's been quite a more recent land experience because I saw Ann, and then I just came back east to one of my college friends who came out here for a visit and stayed 10 months, Larry. And our good friend Diane is also really ill, so I've been staying in close touch with her as well.
Yeah, actually, I want to get a phone number or email or something. See how I haven't spoken. Well, I saw her at the reunion when Jody broke everybody up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you should call soon.
Yeah, I will. Well, for both of us.
And I'll get you her number
Yeah, great.
on your email.
I'm going to walk down and try to find my
Yeah,
bike.
isn't
Okay.
this, Bob, remember?
We're gonna-
Yeah, you were here when we used to have the.
I think you folks will be intermingled.
Right on.
That's fine with me. We've been friends for a long time. I got no
So-
problem with that.
This is the spot.
This is the
What
spot.
do you want said? What do you want done? What kind of, how many people do you want?
I don't have a.
Do you have a charge on any of that stuff?
None of that. Somebody could come up here and by themselves, or or there could be a, you know, that's not up to me. That's up to whoever else is involved.
Okay.
And it doesn't. It's one of the things that doesn't matter to me. There are things that do, but that doesn't.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't. If people want to say something or have a memorial or, you know, whistle Dixie, I really don't care. Well, maybe not Dixie, but maybe what I'll do is I'll pick out a song, and somebody can bring a little boombox up, and they can play a song as I'm enjoined with the earth on the wind. Just don't toss me into the wind because it'll get all over you.
You betcha.
Got to bring this to Diane.
Oh, definitely. Absolutely. In fact.
You need one?
Piece of the oak.
No, but if there's any cones up there, because there's a wonderful ritual about taking.
You think they're... Yeah, this tree is really...
It's definitely lone oak now, Bob.
Yeah, the other one, I have a photo of Ken Scott way out there on that one.
Yeah.
Hanging
It's
from
amazing
him.
to live long enough to watch a tree grow old and die.
Yeah.
So it really is lone oak hill now. But I wondered for years, you know, well, there's two trees here. Why do we call it lone oak?
We're too stoned.
Couldn't count real well.
Couldn't count. Yeah, it's funny, you know, all the, sometimes I call them ghosts, and sometimes it's very tangible presence of a very short period. You know, we thought it was a really long period of time, but it was really short in the chronological order of things. But the power and the presence of all the people that came through here is tangible to everybody who comes back for any reason. You know, you can be, everyone's frozen in time. Especially my 30 pounds less than I am now. I really look good then. What the tension that occasionally arose, or the craziness that arose, seems so irrelevant right now.
I think I told Kay a little bit ago that in the time that I've spent standing in this spot, I have no doubt felt every human emotion available.
Mm-hmm.
You know, from the best to the most painful.
Let it out up here as well.
And I think I've been probably here in more states of mind. We could say altered, but more states of mind than maybe anywhere else. Yeah, I'd like to come up here again and try walking the Ridge Trail.
Well, I looked at it just going by, and I don't think I've ever done it. I think I made it up.
I've walked straight up the ridge years ago when I would be in the backlands and then just cut straight up. But that's more than I can do right now, I think.
I think I went up with you and Sonny once and didn't make it. You guys were just like jogging along, and it's no big deal. And I was huffing and puffing and said, screw it. I'm just
So you guys
overweight and out of shape.
You were overweight then?
Not to now, but that was my mental.
That's how you saw yourself?
Yes. Yeah, I have photos of me in high school, and then I saw myself as overweight then, and I'd give quite a lot to look like that 10 years ago. Now is out of the question. Now I have to work at it, and that's not something I do right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to cut off my weight gain about here. You know, I'm not overweight, certainly. I'm still 10 pounds under what I was a few months ago, but I got down really low.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I need my strength.
You eating well?
Yeah, yeah. Now, once I left Texas, and got off that treatment, my appetite, I still don't ever feel hungry. I felt hunger, actually, mild hunger 3 times in the last 10 days, something like that. Like, oh, I have a strange feeling in my stomach.
Wow.
I remember what that was. But I was down to 147, and I could pretty easily, I'm 160 now, but I could easily, you know, drop 5 pounds or 10.
Okay, so here's where the their organic garden was. Right there. And there's the hill, and we just come down this path. And up there. Wow.
Well, Barry,
Yes, sir.
you see where the drop off here, it's too much of this crap to walk through.
Mm-hmm.
But the drop off is truly amazing right there, and that's the San Andreas Fault. That's one of the rift zones of the San Andreas Fault right there.
Wow.
It ripped the land away. In fact, this whole valley is part of it.
I've seen more than one stone land person go to look over the edge and just shoot right down.
Oh,
the
really?
side. Yeah, well, it's curved enough so you get a scary
Well,
ride
around
out of
about
it.
50 feet, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember.
It's not a straight cliff. It's where
Oh,
it's
no?
it's a mudslide.
It's straight in areas.
Okay.
All right, come on.
Easy, guys.
This is what I mean. But I remember,
Forgive me for not going, but
with Barnaby.
Oh yeah.
the stickers are too much for me.
5 feet long. No, this is beaten down, Barry. Somebody's been here.
Yeah, it's a deer track.
Yeah, deer track.
Okay, I'll go.
I threw it over the edge.
And it just shot right down.
No, it's a pretty good drop off. And it keeps going down
Yeah.
there.
Okay, let me come in here and
All right.
check out this drop off.
This is San Andreas.
Hydrate yourself.
All right. Nice shot. Well, I couldn't believe it when he took off.
Okay, now
Oh no,
Jesus.
I got a dead dog with a big stick in his mouth. But he brought it back up.
Wow.
That's it. This is right. This is the fault.
Whose fault is this?
Sands.
Wow. And so, Bob, you said you actually seen people slide down it? Probably right over there.
Slipping off the edge and
Slipping off the edge and just kind of rolling down there in
Ow.
altered state.
Ow. I think that would hurt.
Well, let's get back and see if we can pick up with things.
The San Andreas Fault. Do you
Yeah,
know?
so all of this was in cultivation, which is actually, once you start farming, it's a pretty big garden. You can grow a lot of veggies.
Okay, let's go.
Well, that was right off the road, so you would have been on top. Oh, really? Well, you would have been, you know.
Okay.
It's typical of me to quit 30 feet before I get there.
Okay then. Steps to the top. Well, I see that Katie Lane is still there. Do you know if Leslie's still doing Saturdays? Yep. Great.
Saturdays and Sundays.
Well, Sundays.
Yep. We'll do the weekend. Let's see, I think we need to go around.
Yeah,
this one.
you do. Unless you're looking for more wood for your
No.
stove. Oh, those days. 5 pickup trucks,
Oh, God.
6 clean hogs.
Getting the rear wood in.
Good times. You can tell Barry about our company.
It was a great business. Everybody had wood stoves. It was the winter. Half of us were still into the news. So we took the board on call it Read Your Heat, i.e. we would go down Sunday mornings and buy the New York Times or the Washington Post.
New York Times, Washington Post,
And Chronicle.
Chronicle.
And-
we'd take orders on Saturday, go down on Sunday and buy them.
Yeah, so Saturday we'd go around everybody's house, barely make it because we'd be ripped by the time we're done taking orders. Sunday, we'd go down the hill and get all these papers and not make it to the last delivery because we were delivering getting ripped. I need 5 breakfasts by the time I get to the backland.
So you're saying this was a very unreliable service?
Oh no, it was reliable. You got your, I mean, you know, it wasn't on-time delivery, or whatever they call it. They got their paper. Occasionally it was Monday or Tuesday.
Okay, and this is where we have to go to get to Oak Ridge, which is on the top of there, right up there.
Huh?
Okay, I got
Okay.
a strip. Grids know that. And how many tens are making it that way, one way or another.
I don't know if I'm the first. I think I'll be the first on what is known as lone oak. It may have been, you know, when it was a cattle ranch years ago. You know, maybe Tex and,
Some Maloney's.
you know, some Hatfields and McCoys are up there. I don't
Slim,
know. Or, yeah, Tex, Slim.
Loretta,
Oh, Loretta, yeah, yeah. As she got older, yeah.
she passed on.
I
And
know
Big Jake.
That, but that was a power center.
It still
I
is.
know. You can just know that native people and
It's always felt that way from the first time I ever went up there.
same here, instantly.
It was like, and nobody said that hill right there is a powerful part on the land. I walked up there and I felt something. And I've always respected it and sort of, you know, when I come in on the path up there's a certain spot I stop. Every time in, every time out, and I just say thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste. Om Shanti.
Certainly done my share of oming up there, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last time at a gathering was Sierra's 16th birthday party that I was at. I think there have been other things. You were there that day, Bob, yeah?
Not that one, no.
No? That was amazing. I told Kay about it earlier. There may be, I don't know, 40 people? Maybe that many? I didn't count, but it felt like a good crowd. All standing around holding hands, oming, and then singing happy trails to you. We all just broke down.
That's a great
sobbing.
song.
It was great.
Happy trails to
Until we meet
you.
again, yeah.
Until we meet again.
Yep. Yeah, Bob on percussion.
Right, that's about all I ever did here, with spoons on pots or no musical talent whatsoever.
Well, if you hear in the next month or so, Bob, about Jolita playing in Sausalito, I'll be there. This
Jolita?
time.
Yeah, I gave,
Jody.
Oh.
I'm not very good at checking
Elise.
websites. I've been checking yours, but you know,
Well, there's nothing new on mine, and it probably won't be.
but like Jody's or Jolie's or, you know, I'm not very, I just live on a computer all day. I come home and it's like,
Yeah.
I just can't
That's the last thing you want to
go
do.
cruise.
Well, I'm on their mailing list, so they sent me an email a while ago, but I didn't think I was going, so I tossed it.
Well,
But
I'm on it. I thought I was on it too, but I didn't get it.
No? Yeah, this was about maybe 10 days ago.
Oh, that
And
was
I kept
fun.
it for, you know, I threw it away maybe 3 days ago, 4 days ago.
Do you hear from Sonny?
No, I call him.
Where is he? Is he still around here?
Well, he still has the boat. Yeah, he's hanging doors. He's back to that. He's living with a yoga teacher girlfriend in Palo Alto, a divorcee who got the house, so he's staying with her a lot. They're buying property on the west coast of Mexico somewhere, a small piece, you know, on the beach or near a beach.
He and his
He and
girlfriend?
Elise Miller,
Elise Miller is
Yeah.
the yoga teacher?
yeah, who I've taken the yoga from like 8
Oh.
years ago, or 8 or 9 years ago, and she's quite good. She's a top yoga teacher in the country. I think one of Iyengar's top 25 teachers.
I've seen him at Diane's house, but I haven't been in the same part of the living room. Done more than nod and say, hey, I have no
Yeah,
sense of what he's up to.
I was hesitant to call him. He called me right after I got out of the hospital, I guess, and or I got a message that he called, and I just felt I don't need anybody's last-minute pity. You know, where you've been for 15 years, you know, been available as a friend, and you know. But he was into other things that you could pour in a glass, and so I decided when I came up here, and he reached out to me, you know, heck with it. You know, there's other people that are more important to take up my time with. And that was okay until I...
That's beautiful.
Isn't it? But he's just going to sit on the top and watch
He's got work to do.
Ooh, he dove.
Yeah. Oh.
Circle.
Stop again.
Yeah, yeah. Got anything? Into a tree? Yes, he's in the middle of that tree having lunch. Well done. The two of you, at some point before we reach Page Mill Road, please begin the conversation about organic and sustained and leadership and your participation in each other's worlds.
Oh man. I have to be lucid?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
I have a grin on my
You wouldn't impose that.
Four little things you gave me.
So that was the park bench.
Yeah, that thing there, I don't want to have in my, right in front of you, about 15 feet.
Yeah, I don't have that. Ken, turn around. Okay.
Is it like already doing it?
Oh yeah. It's probably not.
Should we do the can? I'm gonna knock you over.
No, I'm going to hold you up.
Okay.
That's what I'm
Okay, here's the entrance to the land. It's at
I'm going to sit down there. I'll see you there.
226756 post in there. Okay.
Looks like we're on some common ground.
Group shot.
Yeah.
yes.
Keep going.
Oh, it's picture time.
It's a group shot
Well, wait a second. Why aren't you in it?
because I'm
He's the keeper of
I'm neither. Well, actually, I could be in it.
Why don't you
Yeah,
come in
watch
then?
this.
Yeah.
Okay, I will.
No, you don't even have to have someone. Court just ran, he just ran the hill to get
Actually,
Is it coming right back? Yeah, he went
Oh,
over
there you go.
Well,
Well,
yeah.
I remember when, you know, we were neighbors.
So, do you want to say anything about it? We can see the moving picture.
Oh, is
Yeah.
it?
Right? You don't have one?
He said, I don't even have wine to offer
Here we
you.
go. Say what you want to say. What are we going to say? Land.
Good
Joe
well,
River.
Go, Joan Baez.
Joan Baez? Yeah.
nah, she took it with her.
Okay.
Was it?
35 years.
Ah, she's still doing it. She was out there with Cindy Crawford. I saw her there.
So I could offer you a glass of wine.
Right.